10 things depression makes us do. This isn't just a list, it's a wake-up call. Depression messes with your life in ways you don't even realize, drains your energy, isolates you, and makes simple things feel impossible. But you're not alone. We've all felt stuck sometimes, lost, overwhelmed, numb. So today, we're talking about the 10 things depression makes us do. If any of these hit close to home, it might be time to pay attention. So stick around. This could change the way you see yourself. Because depression isn't just about being sad. It's about everything it silently steals from you. Let's talk about it. Let's break the silence. 10 things depression makes us do. Let's get into it. Chapter 1, Isolation. Depression loves to shut you off from the world. When you're feeling overwhelmed or hopeless, it's easy to believe that staying away from people is the best choice. You tell yourself, I just need time alone, but that time alone stretches into days or even weeks. Some people isolate themselves because they feel like a burden or because facing others just feels too hard. Others might hide away because of shame or self-hatred. Depression tells you that you're not worth being around. And the more you believe that, the more you pull back. Suddenly, the outside world feels like a distant planet. The problem is, the more you isolate, the worse it gets. Human connection is healing, but when you're depressed, it feels out of reach. Have you ever pushed people away even when deep down you wanted them close? If this sounds like you, you're not alone. Isolation might feel safe, but it often feeds the very thing you're trying to escape. Chapter 2. Being disorganized. When you're depressed, even the smallest tasks can feel massive. Cleaning your room, doing dishes, folding laundry feels impossible. So stuff starts piling up, and suddenly you're living in chaos. Your environment starts to reflect your mental state. You want to clean up, but you can't find the energy. The mess stresses you out, but the stress makes you avoid it even more. It's a vicious cycle. A cluttered space can mess with your mind. You might feel embarrassed or uncomfortable, even though you know deep down it's not your fault. Depression isn't laziness, it's exhaustion. Have you ever looked around your space and felt overwhelmed, just thinking about where to start? That's depression in action. And trust me, many people have been there too. Neglecting hygiene when getting out of bed is already a battle. Showering can feel like climbing a mountain. Depression robs you of your motivation and makes even basic self-care feel impossible. So brushing your teeth, washing your hair, changing your clothes, they get pushed to the side. People who don't understand depression might call it laziness. But it's not about being lazy, it's about being drained. Every little thing becomes a huge effort. And the worse you feel, the harder it is to take care of yourself. This can lead to shame and even more isolation. You start avoiding people because you feel gross or embarrassed. But again, none of this makes you weak. Can you relate? Have there been days when brushing your teeth felt like too much? You're not alone. This is what depression does. Chapter 4. Sleep problems. Depression and sleep don't get along. Some people can't sleep at all. Their minds won't shut off. Others sleep way too much and still feel exhausted. Either way, your rest is completely out of balance. You might lie awake all night with racing thoughts, only to feel like a zombie in the morning. Or you crash for 12 hours and wake up just as tired. Sleep stops being restful. It becomes a war zone. This messes with your mood, your focus, and your energy. It's a huge part of why depression feels so heavy. Your body and brain aren't getting what they need. Ever had a full night's sleep and still felt like you hadn't rested at all? That's the kind of fatigue depression brings. It's real and it's brutal. Chapter 5. Overthinking everything. Depression makes your brain a worst-case scenario machine. Suddenly, every little problem feels like the end of the world. You spill your coffee? You start thinking your whole day is ruined. It's called catastrophizing, and it's exhausting. Your brain latches onto bad outcomes and ignores the good. And when something does go wrong, it just confirms the negative thoughts you already had. You start to expect the worst from people, from life, from yourself, and that dark lens colors everything you do. It's hard to be hopeful when your brain keeps shouting, "What if it all goes wrong?" Do you catch yourself jumping to the worst conclusions? That's not just anxiety, it's depression messing with your perspective. Chapter 6. Messed up eating habits. Depression throws off your appetite in weird ways. Some people eat everything in sight, trying to fill the emptiness inside. Others lose all interest in food and can't stomach a single bite. Sometimes it's not even about appetite. It's about energy. You're too tired to cook, too drained to even order food. So you either skip meals or eat random junk. This messes with your body and your mind. You might gain or lose weight without even realizing it. Then you feel worse about yourself. Have you ever eaten just because you were sad? Skipped meals because nothing sounded good? That's depression's effect on your relationship with food. Chapter 7. No motivation depression doesn't just make you feel bad. It steals your want. Things you used to love just don't matter anymore. Your hobbies feel pointless. Your goals feel far away. Everything feels flat. You might tell yourself, I should do something, but you don't move. Not because you don't care, but because you feel numb. It's like there's a wall between you and the world. This lack of drive can make you feel lazy or broken, but it's not you, it's the illness. Depression hijacks your joy and kills your spark. Have you ever looked at something you once loved and just felt nothing? That's the silence depression creates. Chapter 8. Avoiding problems when you're depressed. Even small problems feel too big to handle, so you ignore them. Bills go unpaid. Conversations get dodged. Responsibilities pile up. You tell yourself you'll deal with it later, but later never comes. The more things build up, the more overwhelmed you feel. It's a dangerous cycle. Avoiding problems might give short-term relief, but it leads to long-term stress. And deep down you know it. But still, you freeze. Have you ever let something slide because it just felt like too much? That's depression making everyday life feel like a mountain you can't climb. Chapter 9. Guilt and self-hate. Depression loves to whisper lies. It tells you you're not good enough, that everything is your fault, that you're a burden. This inner voice gets louder the longer you listen, and over time you start to believe it. You criticize yourself constantly, blame yourself for everything, and feel like you don't deserve happiness. That guilt eats away at your confidence. You start seeing yourself as a failure, even when you're redoing your best just to survive. Ever caught yourself apologizing for existing? That's not the real you talking. That's depression twisting your self-image. Chapter 10. Living in fear. Depression doesn't just bring sadness. It brings fear. You start expecting the worst, even when things are going well. You self-sabotage, push away good things, and run from opportunities. Why? Because your brain tells you it's safer to expect disappointment. That way you won't get hurt. But in reality, you're hurting yourself by not letting yourself live. You might turn down jobs, avoid relationships, or quit dreams. All out of fear? Depression convinces you that you're not good enough. So why even try? Have you ever stepped back from something good just because you were scared it wouldn't last? That fear is real, but it's not the truth? Depression doesn't always show up as tears and sadness. Sometimes it's in the clutter, the silence, the skipped showers, or the constant fear. If you saw yourself in any of these signs, please remember, you're not broken, you're human. We all struggle sometimes. Talking about it is the first step toward healing. So let's keep this conversation going. What stood out to you today? Have you felt any of this before? Drop a comment and share your thoughts. Leave a like if this hit home, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos like this. Together, we're breaking the silence on mental health. One real talk at a time.